Welcome back to another episode of Asian Vision Dialogue. Today we will have another interesting topic around globalization, which is similar to our topic of globalization and the spread of culture. But today we will discuss about globalization and the spread of technologies. Before we go any further, let's meet our honorable guest speaker today. Could you perhaps introduce yourself to our audience?
Yes. So hello, parents. Well, everyone, my name is Somrida, and currently I'm a fresh graduate from majoring in international relations from Institute for International Study and Public Policy (ISPP).
Yes, thank you so much, Lida, for joining us in our episode, which will be discussing about globalization and the threat of technology. As we already have talked about globalization, became a major topic ever since before, even before the COVID-19 pandemics. So to start off our discussion, I would like to give first off want you to define what is globalization in your opinion and how has it evolved over our history.
Well, actually, when we talk about the globalization, of course, there are many different definitions of globalization. But for me personally, when talking about the globalization, it reminds me two words, including interdependence and interconnections. Well, the term in globalizations, it refers to the interdependent and interconnections of politics, economic, social, and as well as the culture amongst all countries across the world. And if you ask how it's evolved, well, even though the term globalization it just get popular in late 20th century, but the ideas of globalization it actually emerged in the past. Historical speaking, we actually see the trader or merchants in the past. They also do trade. They also exchange goods or product, and they do it through the river. But what different from now? I would say they could spend my time because they don't have advanced transportations. And moreover, if we talk about the evolutions of the globalization, I would say it have four stages. The first wave of the globalization, it is start from the British colonization. What we can see is the steamship as well as the train, and then we can see in the second stage where the world starts to establish like car and as well as the plane as well. And then in I would say in 20th century, we everyone acknowledge the internet. So yeah, well, we have a lot of social media that we can use it to make like a real communication regardless our physical locations. And then right now, as everyone know, we are living in the industry 4.0. Yes, and now we are living in this industry.
Yes, I would like, well, the term is mostly used is like the age of information because we live in an age where there is an abundance of information, partly thanks to globalization as well. And as you already said, the internet has been a major step, a major phenomenon that appeared before because in terms of historical development, in the age of steampunks and the age of steam machine, all of this like that, never before have they thought that information will be such a play a crucial role in the idea and the shaping of the world as a whole as well. So globalization appear and has its root in the past, and the two word is interconnectedness between each other. And when in our episode of globalization and the spread of culture, we touch a little bit on technologies and how important it is, how it facilitates the idea of culture spreading. So right now let's focus around technology and globalization. So let's start off by explaining how does technology facilitate the process of globalizations?
Well, to me, Technology is a necessary actor contribute to the modernizations of the globalization. We can see that the advanced technology can foster faster communications regardless our locations, and it also foster efficient transportations as well as the digital connectivity across border, along with the widespread of the informations to other nations. Yeah, and for instance, for the faster communications, people can make connections or can make relations with their family or their friends through many social media platform. Yes, for example, they can make a video call to their family, even their family live in overseas. Yep. And with regards to the effective transportations, right now we can see big ship, or we can see the highway or expressway that really facilitates to the logistic. And yep, and on top of that, we also have the internet and social media. Yeah, that they plays very important role in the connections. And moreover, I want to raise about the e-commerce or electronics commerce. If you back to the past, when we want to buy something, we need to spend some time or spend money to pay for the transportation, go to market and buy whatever we want. But right now, when we just have a smartphone, we go to the online shop and we just order it from home. So yeah, it is very convenient for us that we can save our time. Yeah.
So, what are the positive impacts of globalization on technological developments?
When we're talking about the positive impact, of course, the globalization poses a lot of the positive impact for us. So I would like to categorize it into three dimensions. First, the economic dimensions, political dimension, as well as the culture and social dimensions. Well, for the economic dimensions, when talking about the globalization, it's referred to the free flow of goods, as well as the product is also called free market. So the population or the customer, they can enjoy a varieties of goods and services, where many products in the market, they're trying to compete with each other. So it means that those producer, they tries to provide an acceptable price and an appropriate quality of products to their customer. Otherwise, they cannot get more customer from the markets. And second, about the political dimensions. Well, when we talking about the political in terms of globalization, we would see the emerging or the increasing the number of intergovernmental organization and non-intergovernmental organization. So those intergovernmental organization and non-intergovernmental organization, they plays a very important role, to help other country, especially the developing country. Yes. For example, as the the UNs, they try to provide a good policy or good recommendations to all the country around the world. And another example, we can see the the WTO. Yes, WTO is the World Trade Organization. So this organization, they tries to focus on reducing the trade barrier, especially for the developing countries. So developing country, they can export their product or goods with low tariffs to other country. As well as WTO also a forum for the trade negotiation for other country as well.
Thank you so much. Of course, globalization provides many aspects and dimension of positive impacts a positive goal that can happen not only economics, political, and of course some cultural aspects as well. All of this, of course, are related back to technologies, especially like the one that I would argue that the free market that you have been mentioned is in part foster a sense of competition, of innovation that happen in order for business to grow. Furthermore, whenever globalization spread, it somewhat take technology with them, which means that a lot of different places that does not have technology before has gotten those kind of technology, has also gathered that every kind of knowledge about the technology through globalization. So of course there are many positive aspects of globalization related to technology. So let's talk about some of the negative aspects as well. So what are the negative consequences of globalization related to technologies?
Well, of course, I would say everything have two sides, negative and positive. And yeah, of course, not different from other things. Globalization also have two sides as well. It have positive impact and negative impact. Well, to me, when talking about the negative impact, I would like to raise the first point is about the uneven competitions. Even though the customer or populations, of course, they enjoy the varieties of goods or product from other country, but I would say those flowing of goods or product foods affects to the the domestic producer. Why do I say like that? Because especially I would like to stress on the domestic producers in developing country. Domestic producers in developing country, they are not capable enough to compete with those foreign producer regarding the technology as well as the knowledge. So, and moreover, I would say some people in developing country, they like enjoying foreign product rather than their domestic product. So more or less, this would affect to the domestic producers. And secondly, I would raise about the reductions of labor force. Well, in especially, I still stress on the developing country. Well, in developing country, their labor are lack of not lack of technology, are lack of high skills. So when the world or when its country shift to the high technology skill, of course the low level workers, they would lose their job. So this is also the bad impact that posed to the lower skill as well. Yeah.
Yes, of course, not just like the discussion between globalization and culture. Not everything is sunshine and rainbows. Just because we have all this new technology, we have all these new things that we have never seen before. There are some major still issues that happen, and inequality, for example, uneven competition between multiple huge company and the local industry, for example. And furthermore, focusing on like technology, there are some negative aspect of globalization as well, because well, the major issue is that there is a outsourcing of jobs that just like the labor issue that you have brought up regarding all the major global conglomerates, especially regarding technologies. And furthermore, there is a digital divide between like the wealthy country, for example, and the smaller country, for example, like Google is one of the biggest company in the world, and it basically I wouldn't say monopolized, but it made up a huge part of internet as a whole, right? Because when we use the internet, is we think of Google. So in a way, globalization allowed the spreads or influence of technological development to every corner of basically the earth. So thank you so much for your answerings, for your insightful comments. So let's move on to one of the major aspects of globalization, which is the global conglomerates or the multiple multinational corporation or MNC. In our discussion regarding globalization and MNC, globalization and culture, we talk about how MNC spread different culture to basically the major continent around the world. So in our discussion, so how do a multinational corporation or MNC influence the spread of culture globally?
Yes, thank you for your
Oh,
question.
technology, sorry.
Yes, thank you for your question. Well, when we talk about the multinational corporation or MNC, I would see as also a one of the factor contributes to the spread of technology as well. So why I do say that, I would have two reasons. Firstly, I would say the presence of MNC in host country, it can allow the labor force in those host countries to absorb or learn the new technology or new technology knowledge from that MNC, because when MNC they start to install in any host country, of course they need to hire the worker. So when the host country they work in those MNC, more or less I would say those workers can absorb or learn some knowledge from those foreign companies. And secondly, how do they spread their technology? I would say MNC would transfer their technology knowledge and innovation through research and development. In case if the MNC they conduct research and development in host country, but most of the time I would say I rarely see those MNC they conduct R&Ds in house country, because I would say it is the crucial, it is the very important knowledge that they cannot share to other, because they in their mindset they also want to the monopoly market, they want to compete, they want to win in the market as well. So why do they need to share their knowledge to other country?
Yes, just like with globalization, technology has its good side and bad side as well regarding MNC. In a way, it provide job, produce multiple job, right? Or one of the biggest sources of work in somewhat MNCs around the world. However, at the same time, it does not really share technologies to maintain a competitive advantage. Sometime, not sometime, almost every time, is that a company has their secrets, has their technology, has their recipe, has its knowledge somewhat hidden, not to make sure that spreads in order to create more competition in the market. So there's a good and there's a bad as well under the topic of globalization and technologies. So coming to our final question, all of this discussion regarding the definition, the evolution, the good, the bad, and the technologies of globalization. So, in our final question, what are, in your view, in your vision, what are some of the example of the emerging technology that will has significantly influenced by globalizations, and all of this technology likely to shape our future?
Okay. Before answering your question, I would like to remind that nowadays we are living in the fourth industry or 4.0, or in industry 4.0, the digitalizations of manufacturing, where we refers to the era of connectivity, the advanced analysis and automations, as well as the manufacturing technology. What is the real example? So first, I would like to raise the examples of the AI. Yes, or we known as the artificial intelligence. Well, AI, it is the very amazing system where it can it can functions complex tasks or complex functions. So AI, they have ability to generate comprehensions and reasonable output for the people. And normally those outputs require high human intelligence, and to some extent it exists human ability or human analysis. For example, I would say, as we are the students at a university, sometimes we also need AIs to generate some idea for us, and then we try to take the idea from the AI system, and yeah, we try to interpret from our opinions. And another example I would like to raise about the advanced connectivity, and or in short we can say the internet. Well, we can use the internet and we can use internet to use the various platform of social medias to make the real communications. Yeah, we don't need to spend our money or spend our much times to meet someone, but we just sit on the chair and yeah, make a video call. So yeah, of course we can make a real communication with those people.
Thank you so much, Lida, for sharing your vision regarding the idea that technology become very much so advanced, and especially the AI system created, facilitate and influenced by globalization. And AI has measure multiple sources, consider the technology of the future. And the future is now. We have those technology now, and it's only getting better. So only time will tell how the technology and what are their capability in the future, but it truthfully will shape our way of life in the future. So thank you, Lida, for joining our show today with the discussion regarding globalization and technologies. At the same time, however, I would like to say thank you to all of our audience for joining in our discussion today. Hopefully, we will see each other again in another episode. Thank you.